How is it that a country that was a poor British colonial outpost and has a small population, limited land space and no natural resources has become one of the most developed countries in the world in a little over 50 years? That country is Singapore. Singapore is in Southeast Asia, just off the south coast of Malaysia and at the heart of the fastest developing continent in the world. The history of modern Singapore goes back to 1819, when Sir Stamford Raffles landed upon its shores. He was on an expedition on behalf of the British East India Company to establish a new base in the region. He's still recognized even to this day, with a shopping centre, an office block, and a hotel named in his honour. What followed was 120 years of British rule. The remnants of this can still be seen in the colonial district. During World War II, Singapore fell into the hands of the Japanese, and 3.5 years of brutal rule followed. The Kranji War Memorial is a reminder of those who lost their lives. In May 1959, Singapore achieved full independence under the Prime Ministership of Lee Kuan Yew, the role that would remain his for the next 30 years. His vision was of a country with a strong economy, despite no natural resources, and a multicultural, embracing society. A policy of keeping the local population happy while attracting foreign workers with different skill sets is what has made Singapore the success it is today. Singaporeans have a strong work ethic, which is possibly down to their troubled history and how they have had to overcome adversities such as colonial ownership and Japanese occupation. The population is made up predominantly of Chinese, Indians, and Malays. The diversity of these peoples can be seen in their respective areas: Chinatown, Little India, and the Arab Quarter. And it well illustrates how these different nationalities work side by side with each other. Ahmad is a Singaporean taxi driver who typifies the spirit of the population.
Actually, I was born in Singapore in 1952. Singapore, at that time, it was under the British colony. To be a taxi driver, in my part, I've been driving taxi for the past of 18 years. I can say that I've been working every day as a taxi driver. So whenever I feel I'm tired, I just go back home and take a short break. So I drive approximately about 11 hours every day. Yeah. But it's enjoying to be a taxi driver because you know your job, what you are doing to serve the people. Even though we get the different people, but we live here, we are in one, you know. We are in one, whatever we do, we live here actually in a very good harmony. It's, you know, where we don't find trouble after one another, isn't it? So we like to live in peace in Singapore. I'm very happy to live here. It's a good and fine country. As I can say that, I thanks to God that I was selected to live in Singapore. It's a part of it, isn't it?
One of Lee's achievements which helped Singapore rise to the economic success it is now was the creation of the Economic Development Board. an agency designed to encourage business and foreign investment.
Hi, my name is Tan Chun Shen. I'm the Assistant Managing Director of EDB. EDB is the Economic Development Board of Singapore. We are a government agency responsible for developing Singapore's industries such as electronics, chemicals, biomedical industry. We also are responsible for attracting and helping international companies set up their regional headquarters, Asian headquarters in Singapore. The only resource we have is our people, and our people have been diligent, they've been hardworking, they understand the challenges that Singapore have to face, and they rise to the challenge. Over this period of a few decades, our people upgraded their skills. We are very clear that economic growth is very important. When you have economic growth, you can solve many of your other problems, especially social problems. So our belief is that if you have good economic growth, you will have then good jobs for your people. To grow faster than we are able to, we just have to be open to having as many people as possible contribute to this growth. This means making sure first our own people have the right skills, the right knowledge, the right training, the right opportunities, but that is upper limit. And when we have reached the upper limit, we still want to grow beyond that. Then we must tap on what we call international talent. People who have the right skills, who have the right connections, who also believe in the Singapore story. And we say, welcome, come and take part in this growth. We will make it worth your while for you. You will have to do your part, And so far this formula has worked, and we have also noticed that in this globalized world, we are not the only place doing this. Many other cities are doing very well by being very open to globalization.
A sign of the EDB's success in creating opportunities for foreign workers is Ravi Thakran, an Indian-born businessman who is the group president of the Louis Vuitton Moet Hennessy organization.
Well, I've been working in Singapore for about 13 years. However, the continuous phase here was 8 years. I had an in-between blip. I went to Shanghai and came back again. But Singapore has been the most exciting part of the journey. Foreign workers, when they come to Singapore, they bring a variety of things. And one is obviously the cultural aspect itself. Beside that, they know the knowledge of markets. So knowledge of economies, whether on east like Japan, Korea, Taiwan, China, or onto the west, which is US, Europe, and even market like Asia, Middle East, is very vital. It's one place where people are extremely hardworking. That is something I think whole of Europe could take from a place like Singapore. This nation basically has got a drive that we got to cover up for few missed generations. We got to really achieve all that we missed out on. And when the whole nation is pushing the wall together and to get ahead every single day in life, I think it does create a phenomenal amount of energy.